Welcome! My name is Cassie. I hope you're having a good day or had a good day wherever you may be in this world. Today I am putting the Urban Decay The Velvetizer to the test, meaning going to give you flashback in flash photography, and is it smoothing? Is it going to make you look cakey? If you would like to find out my thoughts and see pictures with flash photography as well, then all you need to do is keep on watching. And make sure that you are subscribed because you should. It's free and I upload twice a week, once on Wednesdays and once on Sundays, so you kind of have one in the beginning of the week / end, whatever you would consider Sundays to be, as well as in the middle of the week. Disclaimer, my look is not finished at all. I am doing another video of Earth makeup because Earth Day is coming up. Anyways, if you would like to see this powder put to the test, if it actually works, then definitely just keep on watching. This video is targeted a little bit more towards just the setting powder, but if I go ahead and do like the rest of my face and eyebrows and stuff like that before I do setting powder, then my concealer is going to crease 1,010 times worse than what it usually would. So the concealer that I'm going to be using is the Benefit Bowing Airbrush Concealer. Number 2 is the shade. I'm going to use it with my finger. I'm just going to use my ring finger on my right hand side to apply this concealer to under my eyes. Okay, so really quickly we're going to talk about the powder that we're going to be using to set. This is going to be the Urban Decay The Velvetizer. The reason why I like to do these videos, or started doing these videos, which this is my second one, if you would like to see the first one, which was the MAC Prep and Prime powder, I will leave it in, I forget, it's one of these up here in the cards, so that way you can go and see it. I did make a playlist, so if you want to check that out, I will also leave it up in the card, although this would only be my second video. You may be wondering why I'm doing the Velvetizer. First of all, I know that this is a mix and medium, so basically you can use this inside of your foundation before you apply it to your face. My eyes are going to crease, but it's totally fine. I will go back in right before I do this, and I'm actually wearing a purple shirt, so. But anyways, this is the Urban Decay The Velvetizer Translucent Mix in Medium. Basically what that means is you can mix this fine, very fine milled powder into your foundation, and it will help your makeup, first of all, last longer, and it'll also give it a matte velvet finish, so that way it means that it is really good for oily skin, just to let you know, so that way if you're not sitting here questioning me like, why is she using that as a setting powder when it is a mix and medium? But I did go on Sephora to make sure that I was using it correctly when I first started using it. So it can be used as a mix and medium, which by the way I did not use as a mix and medium today because it's not usually how I use it. I usually use it as a setting powder, and it says that you can use it as a finishing powder. Normally if you can use it as a finishing powder, you can also use it as a setting powder. So that is what we are going to do today. We are going to use it as a setting powder and see how it works with flashback and all of that. Basically, that is the whole reason why I do the setting powder testing videos, because I like to see if most of the time I don't want to recommend a powder that is going to make somebody look white, and I would rather recommend a powder that you can wear all the time and not question if it's going to make you look like Casper the Friendly Ghost. So we will go in and use it the way that I would use any of my other setting powders, and I'm going to dump a little bit of it in its cap. First things first, when you use any type of powder, do not breathe it in. Like, try your absolute hardest to not breathe it in because this stuff is not good. Today I'm going to go in, I'm going to pat out my concealer, and then I'm going to apply it under my eyes as if the same way that I would normally. It's so fine that it's very hard for my beauty sponge to actually pick it up. Like, the slightest bit is coming. So let me go ahead and grab a powder brush. So I have my Morphe M536 brush, and we're going to use this instead of the sponge because the sponge apparently just doesn't want to pick it up, which normally I have no problem. So again, I'm just going to flatten that out. I'm going to assume you can't bake with this powder because it's just, no matter how much I put on my brush, it's just not staying. See if I pack it on instead of... Yeah, no matter what I do, it's barely staying, so maybe that's a good thing. It is supposed to be translucent, so that way it is not supposed to give you any color, any flashback, or anything like that, but mainly this is the whole reason why we test it out. Now I'm going to go in with this Morphe brush. It is a powder brush. It doesn't have a name. It came in like a rose gold set in like a brush holder type thing. This is kind of what it looks like. So any powder brush I would recommend would be something that is not too dense, but something kind of like this, which is something that is fluffy, kind of airy, you know, something that's not going to pack too much punch the second you put it on your skin. Okay, so I'm going to take it from the cap. I'm going to set my face. Remember, try not to breathe in. So right off the bat, if you have dry skin, I wouldn't say that you have to stay away from this powder because it's not cakey at all. It's not going to make you look cakey, especially because it is extremely, extremely, extremely finely milled, so it's not going to be heavy on the face at all. However, I also wouldn't use it as a mixing medium if you're dry skin because it's just going to make your foundation be matte. So unless if you're dry skin and you like matte foundations, totally try it out. But if you don't like matte foundations and you want to stay away from that, I would definitely not recommend using this as a mix-in medium. I would use it as a setting or finishing powder if you wanted to try it out that way. So now that I feel like under my eyes is baked enough, if you will, I'm going to go ahead and kind of swipe away this powder using that Morphe M536 brush. And then again, using that other Morphe brush, I'm just going to go ahead and swipe away any extra that may have been left. Okay, so I did just go ahead and take some photos. At first, the flash was not turning on, so I had to close my blinds because if you didn't know, I use 100% natural light. There is absolutely no lights on in my room right now. It is just my two windows that are open. So basically, I went ahead and I took some photos, and this is my opinion. I will insert the photos on the video so that way you can see them. Basically, right under here didn't have, ooh, my skin feels so smooth. Okay, anyways, basically my skin like right under here didn't have much flashback at all, which you will be able to see, but around it where like some extra powder may have been, did definitely have a white cast, and the rest of my face, I didn't really see a huge amount of flashback. I did see like a tiny bit, maybe I applied too much powder, but I would go ahead and say that you will definitely be able to use this underneath flash photography because it does not give flashback. You just need to make sure that you are very careful in the way that you apply this powder. If you're going to apply too much of it, then around where the extra powder is going to be may be extremely white, so definitely take the extra precautions to not get that powder everywhere and you will not have flashback. Around my entire face, I definitely did not lose color. I definitely did not look white. Basically, it was just what you can kind of see right now, just in like this area. I may have applied too much powder in that spot. So if you are one that packs on a punch when you pack on that powder, I may not use this powder, or I may just use a tiny, tiny bit of it. Just a little bit of a word of advice for you. Other than that, the powder's function and availability to set my skin feels really nice. It feels super smooth. It definitely does not look cakey or powdery. That's a shocker because I have lots of texture on my chin, so I haven't used that Bad Larry in a long time, but it looks like I'm going to be getting back to it. My MAC Fix Plus one, not Fix Plus, my MAC Prep and Prime one has been sitting in my bad bin for a long time, ever since I did that video. Basically, I hope that you guys got the information that you needed from this video. Is this flashback Mary proof? Pretty much, you know? Does it do its job? Is it flashback? Like, is flashback going to occur when you wear it? Also, just a little disclaimer, like you heard in the beginning of the video, my makeup look is not finished. Definitely check out the other video and the playlist of this video if you're interested in more of these. If you would like to see a certain powder tested, leave a comment down below and let me know which powder you would like to see put to the test to see if it actually does its job, if it makes you look cakey, if it doesn't make you look cakey, if it helps you look smooth, and if it's going to give you flashback in flash photography. I know that every time I go out or every time I know I'm going to be under flash photography, I am always YouTubing like, is this powder flashback proof? Is this powder going to give flashback? Is this powder smoothing? Is it going to make me look white? I am always doing it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next one.